Hi, I'm Bob Leodes, President and CEO of the ANA, and today what I'd like to do is to continue the conversation about Coke's announcement of moving to a value-based agency compensation system. We started the conversation in my last video blog, and we got a lot of reaction to it, and a lot of people have been commenting on it and providing perspectives. What I wanted to do this time was to essentially read off to you a summary of what this is all about. This was provided to us by Tim Williams, who is one of the consultants helping Coca-Cola in this very novel and innovative effort. So here's his read about what Coca-Cola is doing, and this essentially reflects Coke's perspective. Number one, essentially this acknowledges that there is no correlation between labor and value. And this is really where it all starts, is that agency compensation for a long, long time has in fact been based upon labor rates. And the conversation is moving away from labor and on to how to add value. Number two, begins with a discussion of what does success look like rather than how many hours will it take. Again, moving away from those things which are not necessarily driven towards innovation and success, and more towards a conversation as to what success looks like. Number three, fundamentally changes the basis of agency compensation from hours and activities to value and outcomes. Okay, it sounds a little redundant, but essentially the point is to be made is focusing on the results and the process to get those results. Number four, seeks to apply a set of factors other than time to determine how an assignment should be priced. We talked about how essentially there is kind of like this guarantee that overall costs will be covered, but overall profit will be determined by the value that the agency brings to the brand. Number five, puts in place a set of tools and processes that will allow Coca-Cola marketing people to better clarify what they're trying to accomplish. Scope of value, not just the scope of work, and that's the fundamental shift of what's taking place within this new approach. Number six, and I think very importantly for agencies, is that it gets the client out of the business of controlling and dictating the agency's profit. How refreshing that is. Who cares about essentially dictating the level of agency profit? Let's be sure that they get their costs covered and let their profit be determined by the value and the quality of the work that they do for their respective clients. Number seven, makes the concept of hourly rates and rate cards irrelevant. Again, hallelujah. This is exactly the kind of conversation we need. Agency compensation is not dictated by a set formula, but by the quality of the work that in fact they're going to be doing for the client. Number eight, changes the dialogue and language away from billable time and cost plus to instead of talking about the results and performance. Results and performance are what matters here, and that's what's really going to determine the level of profit that the agency is going to make. They've always said, judge me on the work that I do, and if the work in fact is high quality, then their profits will soar. And nine, which is the last, aligns the economic incentives of agency and client by focusing both parties on outcomes instead of inputs. Again, sounds a little redundant, but the focus is on what you're going to get out of this total process rather than the points along the way, essentially moving out of the labor rate mentality. So that's it. I think a very important recap that highlights the key points of what Coke is trying to do. We will stay in touch with Coca-Cola, have that conversation, continue it, and we will continue to chat with you as well. Thank you very much.